Most people know how to use Illustrator. They know the tools to how to navigate themselves around. All right, some people know how to use Photoshop, CorelDRAW, navigate themselves around. But the ability to create something, and for you to be able to create something, all right, one of the things I do is I create mood boards. And what does mood board means? You go scout for a particular set of designs. So let's say I'm designing for a real estate company. All right, I create a mood board of about 100 to 200. All right, where I see different designs that has to do with real estate. All right, then from there, I looked at, I will pick some things from this, I'll pick some things from this, take some things from this, take some things from this. All right, one might have a good picture, but no good outline. One might have good fonts and not have a good color balancing. So I pick them round, and I'll be able to create mine from afresh. So, but most people really do not know how to go about this.
Hello everyone, welcome to David Ochin Podcast. In this podcast, I engage CEOs, founders, and thought leaders in conversation that inspire the next generation of leaders to succeed. Never miss any edition of this podcast and stay blessed.
All right, thank you so much for the time and for being a part of this wonderful session. You have an amazing experience over the years, like people could say design. I can't really say you're a designer. I would say design is in your blood, like it's in your gene. But there's something something about design that that is makes it very easy for one. I don't know how it is, but I think there's really one design just blend together, Sha. But then I think there's a lot of experience you've learned along the way that you can be able to share with young people who really don't understand what design is all about. Many people feel design is all about packing so many colors, arranging so many texts, just make it fanciful. But there are a lot of principles that design entails that if you don't know it, you don't know it. And that's one of the things I feel you need to share with us, even though it's going to be a very short time, but at least understanding the basic principles, what guides design and what design is all about. And so it's a privilege to be with you and to hear from your wealth of experience with this journey. So let me hear from you, sir.
Right.
Good. You first start by telling us about yourself and telling us about how the journey began for you and then what the future holds.
Well, I followed a friend to a place and I saw them doing using a software CorelDRAW. So it's also a printing press. So I started going there often, and then I was there for like 2 months. Where I didn't learn much over there, but I already have the basics of design and the software used for design. Then my designs were very poor. So, but luckily for me, I got into the university to study industrial design. All right. So, which also had helped me to grow in my design career. So I got to school. That was 2010, and then all through, I started learning how to design from my senior. I joined the publicity unit of my fellowship, where I had some serious and busy designers. So I also learned from them, and we are still connected till now. So while I was growing, I got to lay my hands on live jobs. So I was able to design for fellowships also, and also print for them. So I was like one of their go-to designers there in school. I created some nice designs also. So immediately after my school, I got a job with a printing firm actually, where I designed for like 2 months. I had to run away quickly from them. Right then, I joined another furniture company Then I stayed for a while. So, but for me, design is very broad, and the space is so competitive now. Design space is so competitive now, and then for you to make and be a good designer, you have to be very, very conscious. You must even have a eye for design, right? You must have a eye for what is good. No, it is one thing to know how to do design. It is also one thing to know when you see a good design. All right. For you to be a good designer, having a eye for design is very, very important. All right. What I mean by eye is, if I ask someone to go online and check for, give me 3 designs that you feel they are okay. All right. You must be able to just give me the best. All right. And be like, I think this is none of the best designs. So, as a designer, it is good to have a very good eye for design. Good eye for design. You see what is good and you know what is actually bad. I think that's you must have a good eye. And secondly, for you to be a good designer, all right, for you to be a good designer, you have to practice. There's no shortcut to these things. You have to practice. I can remember when I started designing with my friends, there is this common saying we used to say. So once I do a design, you just hear a slang like kubu kubu. All right, then I be like, you have to go back again and start afresh. Right, so they were able to push me able to now. And then even now, when I have designs and I'm at a block, I just beckon on them, and some of them just help me get better and give me ideas on how to go about it. Well, that's basically now that I'm pivoting to UI UX. All right, so I think that's it. You have to be able to practice over and over again.
Great. I want us to for a young designer starting up now, like in the simplest term you can explain, what is design? What is design?
Okay. Well, design is has to do with creativity. Design is your ability to solve a particular problem, all right, by bringing out something visually. All right. Design is your ability to bring out something. You're given a problem and you're able to solve the problem visually, creatively. Right? That's what I call design. So, for example, a company is coming to you for an hospital, right? So, and they explain to you that this is what this hospital is all about, and this is what we want to do. How do we sell ourselves out there? So, as a designer, you should be able to think through and create something that will reflect both the present and the future of the company primarily. So, it takes a lot. You have to be able to critically think properly and then create mood boards so that it will help you bring out something better.
Okay, nice definition. So if you are to look at, with your experience, like if you are to look at someone's work and you give someone probably front of design, what was the first thing that comes to your mind to know that this is the right design or a wrong design?
Well. So the basic things like the balancing, you have to be able to balance your design. You have to be able to introduce hierarchy in the sense that, okay, so for example, there's a subheading and there's a main heading, right? There should be a difference between the main heading and the subheading, right? As a good, so if I'm seeing a design and there's no difference, everything just flows like that, and that's not good enough. And then also there must also be good alignment, a good alignment for design. All right, not that on the first at the top you are using a center justification, and at one point again you are using something else. Except, all right, that particular thing is going to work.
Next question I want to ask now is very, very simple. So me, I'm looking at in terms of design itself, most people confuse tools with design. So you hear something like, I can use Corel Draw, I can use Photoshop, I can use, and when I meet designers, they are not really concerned about tools, they are concerned about, the design itself. So, can you explain what the difference between tools and design itself?
There's a big difference. There's a big difference. All right, a very big difference. Most people actually knows how to make use of the tool, right? But they don't know how to bring out something using the tool. All right. So, for example, most people know how to use Illustrator. They know the tools to how to navigate themselves around. All right. So people know how to use Photoshop, CorelDRAW, navigate themselves around. But the ability to create something, and for you to be able to create something, all right, one of the things I do is I create mood boards. And what does mood board means? You go scout for a particular set of designs. So let's assume I'm designing for a real estate company. All right, I create a mood board of about 100 to 200. All right, where I see different designs that has to do with real estate. All right, then from there, I will pick some things from this. I'll pick some things from this. Take some things from this. Take some things from this. All right, one might have a good picture or not good outline. One might have good fonts and not have a good color balancing. So I pick them raw, and I'll be able to create mine from afresh. So, but most people really do not know how to go about this. All right, so I ask someone to make a design now, and then what is coming to his mind is what he's just bringing out whatever is coming, going to the tool, then moving them, thinking he's going to get something beautiful. No, all right. You only get to that point if you fed your mind, your body, everything about you with a lot of design. So it will get to a point you might not have to create a mood board, because in your subconscious mind you already have catalogs to many designs. So you having to make use of the tool if you know how to use the tool, is far different from creating. Creating is a total, is a different thing totally.
So I observed that when it comes to design, for example, you now, you have a very, maybe because of experience, you're very fast. Like you can pick up a design and within couple of, let me not say minutes, you design very fast. So sometimes you always expect people to design very fast also. So, and when I talk to these people, sometimes it takes them, they are even thinking, how would I come up with this strategy? How would I come up with the idea? Then they are using 1 day, 2 days. So what can you say about design and speed?
All right. So like I said, practice, all right, is very, very important. Practice. There's this common saying that if you can spend three hours on a particular thing daily in less than 6 months, you'll be very good. And you'll be very good at it. So, but just that consistency. So now when it comes to design and speed, I can design something so quick because I have done so many designs in the past. Then I know what actually works and what will not work. I know the colors that I can easily use. All right. So as I'm creating one, I'm creating the other. All right. I know how to navigate some shapes. I know how to get some icons to make my design look better. But for a novice or someone who is just coming up, might not even know where to get some of these elements from. All right. So, but as a designer, all right, you need to keep practicing. Your practicing gives you speed. The more you practice, the more you do more of these designs, the more you know, oh, you do a design and you send it to your mentor, and your mentor will be like, oh, no, don't do this, do this, try this out, try this. You're able to do a particular design for like 7 times or 8 times. I can remember there was a time my boss gave me to do some mock-ups. All right. I know I did those mock-up for 2 months. So I was already getting angry because I felt, this thing is beautiful enough now, but to him it wasn't. And then now I can see the dividend of it now. If I'm asked to create mock-up, I know what I'm going to create compared to there. All right, so there's this speed, there's this site, there's this place, there's this mind I already have in having to create a good design. All right, so the speed also is there. And also, secondly, because sometimes I have materials of my whole design, I can easily refer to one, all right, make some little adjustment. make it unique, and then just send it to a client, and then it's fine. And then so sometimes you think I just brought up the idea that same minute. No, the idea you are giving to me now is based. I would not relate it with what I have done in the past to create something unique for you. So it gives me the speed.
Very interesting perspective. So let's look at, in terms of design now, what are the design trends? Like, someone I want to start, they're always confused. Okay, should I start with CorelDRAW or should I start with Photoshop? So where should they start from? What's more important? And then what is the industry standard for design tools now?
All right. So, well, because of where we are, also, and your goal when it comes to designing, right? Because when I started designing, one of my goals was to also do printing. So I had to start using CorelDRAW from scratch. I had to start learning how to use CorelDRAW because most of the machines here in Nigeria can hardly print any other formats except from CorelDRAW when it comes to offset printing. So I needed to know how to use CorelDRAW perfectly so that I can bring out my printing jobs can be very good. All right, so it's advisable, because of where we are, and if you have in mind or the interest in printing, I would advise you learn CorelDRAW primarily. All right, then you can move to Illustrator, Photoshop. Right, you can move to Illustrator, Photoshop. Right, that's what if you have a goal. All right, you just want to go into branding agency, nothing like you don't really have this mind of printing social media designs. That's fine. You can just focus on Photoshop, Illustrator, but you still need the basic knowledge of CorelDRAW. All right, but then there's nothing you can do on CorelDRAW you can do on Illustrator. There's nothing you can do on CorelDRAW you can do on Illustrator.
Okay, so let me quickly ask this question. AI is a game changer. So for you, do you feel AI is a threat or something that can enhance your productivity in design?
Of course, it's very enhance my productivity. It's not a threat because how do I put it? It will help you because you already have. You are typing something into it. You are giving it a prompt, and if you don't have the experience to give it a prompt, you won't even get what you want. All right. So, for example, like ChatGPT now, right? There are some prompts you will use in ChatGPT that will give you a very good response, a precise and the correct answer. All right. But then, if you don't have the right prompt, you might just get the wrong. You might get a good answer, but then it might not actually eat what you want it to eat. So the same thing has to do with design. Even if you are using AI, all right, there are some specific things AI cannot even do for you. Right, it can create logo for you. Yeah, fine. AI can create logo for you, but then it might not be unique because someone else might come to that same place, type almost something close to it, and then it will bring out the same results. All right, then if I see if I do that kind of logo and I'm seeing it on someone else, I'll be like, what is happening? So it's no longer unique anymore. But the creative part of it is, as a designer, I can create something that even AI, all right, even if it's going to look like AI, but there will be a very big difference. So there will be some differences from what AI is bringing to the table and what a designer is bringing to the table. So AI is not a threat. So it allows my creativity.
Thank you for so much light that you have shared with us, and then I believe this is going to be a game changer for many people. And then there are still a lot of questions people want to ask. I think I'll still forward such questions to you later. But this has been I've taken lots of time from you. I thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then thank you for pouring out your wealth of wisdom. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you, sir.